Hi guys! So, I finally mustered enough courage for you to see the face behind the voice. Hello. Nothing great to look at. Still in my work clothes. Look pretty crappy. But I just wanted to come on and don't mind my breathing. I've been having a lot of trouble breathing lately. So you might hear me gasping a little bit. Like that. But I wanted to come on and kind of go into explaining why I collect reborns and a little bit about my history and blah blah blah. So I'll start with me and my husband. Well, he's my fiance, but I call him my husband. We've been together for 7 years. If common law was still in effect, we'd be married. But anyways. So we've been together about 7 years. Not long after we got together, I ended up pregnant. No, it was not planned. But after a few weeks after I got a few positive at-home urine tests, I started bleeding. We hadn't told anybody because we were pretty young and we were scared pretty much. Because we were living with his parents and stuff, and well, since we didn't tell, people kind of didn't believe us when we told them we had positives, and we went to the ER. We needed to go to the ER. So, his mom drove us to the emergency room, and when we got there, they didn't do any tests but a urine test, pregnancy test, and they come back in and said that the urine test came back negative, which means I wasn't miscarrying and that I was never pregnant. Even though I know I was. I got 2 or 3 at-home pregnancy tests came back positive. So, since we didn't tell anybody when we first got our positives, nobody believed we were pregnant. To this day, nobody believes we were ever pregnant, which is fine. We know we were. So, up until this was going to be a TMI video. I'm just throwing that out there now. If you don't like period talk, pregnancy talk, shut it off. I'm sorry. But up until then, my whole life, I started at my first menstrual at 8 years old. I was pretty young. So from 8 years old until I was 18, I had a normal cycle. Every month, exact same day, 5 to 7 days, textbook, periods. After what I know to be a miscarriage, but the doctor says wasn't, my periods became sorry, I had a text message. My periods became very irregular. I would miss a period and then bleed for 3, 6, 12 months at a time. Straight, every day. So, I've done that for the last 7 years now. Last May, almost a year ago, I got another positive pregnancy test. 2 of them. Just like last time, I started bleeding. We go to the ER. They take another urine pregnancy test, and they tell me that it's negative. That I'm not pregnant or miscarrying to go home. I'm just starting my period. So there's another one that nobody believes we're pregnant because the doctor's urine test said negative. Well, up until recently, I've had all these horrible periods and such. We found a specialist who ran his own tests, and he says that I was pregnant both of those times. That some women, their hormone levels, when they start miscarrying, their hormone levels can drop really fast, causing a negative test. That, and by the time they start to bleed, they've already miscarried days and days before, and their levels are so low they don't show up on a test. He said I'm that person. So therefore I was pregnant both of those times, and we've been trying for 7 years with only 2 pregnancies, 2 miscarriages, no full-term pregnancies. We're still in the trying process. But that brings me to why I started collecting. I got to the point where every month I would test right before my period, and when my period was due, I would get negative tests every time. So then, sorry. So then, after my negative tests, I would crawl into a hole, pretty much. I would lay in bed for days, not want to talk to anybody, just cry, because I'm a woman. I have woman organs. I have a uterus. Why should I have a uterus or have a monthly cycle, a horrible, painful monthly cycle, if I can't even do the one thing that women are supposed to do? And that's to have babies. So I got to the point where I would just cry and just be so depressed. And I would get to the point where I just shut everybody out. I would shut my fiance out. I would shut my family out. At work, I wouldn't talk to anybody. I just got into this dark place. So I started doing some research to find things to get my mind off of my depression, help me with my depression, things that have been proven to help with infertility depression. And I came across reborns. At first I thought, how can a baby doll help a grown woman with depression?